Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast, everybody. This is episode 7. It's just me and Danny today. We're just going to be talking about our thoughts on the upcoming Avengers movie and all sorts of superhero stuff. Danny's got a word from our sponsors real quick, and then we'll get right into it.
Yeah. All right. So this podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. Like, how do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do I make money on my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to post. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Anchor has been a huge help to us and to me and my brother to get this podcast running because it's seriously super easy to use. Like getting it distributed onto Spotify, iTunes, everything, all the other platforms that it's on. It's all through Anchor. You just put it on Anchor and Anchor does the rest. So that's one thing that it's been super helpful. Anchor is we love you, Anchor. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Thank you.
Hell yeah. All right, like I said, today's episode, me and Danny are just sitting down at this table because we're about to go see the new Avengers Endgame. And we've both been watching these movies for a while, and Danny was kind of behind. I think we actually mentioned that in a podcast, how you hadn't seen any of the movies or whatever. Yeah, I think so. One of our first ones. But no, he's been getting caught up. He's been watching some of the movies. He saw Infinity War. So yeah, I've got I'm just so anxious to watch this movie. I got so much I want to talk about. But so to start off, I think we should talk about, what movies did you watch? Which ones did you actually watch, and which ones did you see the summaries of? Okay, well... Because there's a lot of movies.
There's 52 movies, isn't there?
Something like that. It's been 10 years worth of movies.
So, I mean, I'm not going to go into every one that I've seen just out of the list that you sent me that I needed to watch.
Yeah.
The only one that I actually watched was Ant-Man vs. the Wasp. Because I couldn't find any of the other ones. They took them all off Netflix. They didn't have any of the Guardians of the Galaxy on Netflix. Didn't have Doctor Strange on Netflix. Didn't have Thor Ragnarok on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, they took all this shit off. So the only thing I could find was Black Panther, already seen it, and Infinity War. So that's why I was like...
You saw Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I saw that in theaters. Yeah, I saw Spider-Man in theaters. Yeah, so, and I've seen, Iron Man through the years. Iron Man 1. I don't think I saw the second and third one. I saw Hulk way long ago. I saw Avengers way long ago. I was in 7th grade. I saw that in theaters. Yeah, so it's been a minute, but what I did too was, I don't know if you've ever watched a summary on the movies, but I watched it. It was 30. I watched a couple of them too, so I can get all the info.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're 30-minute summaries, dude. Just
pretty thorough.
Yeah.
Thorough.
And I mean, I feel like I'm pretty caught up. Cause you were telling me some shit oh no, you gotta watch this movie. I mean, you could watch a summary, but the way you see this and that, cause you remember, I think his name is Redface from Captain America?
Red Skull.
Red Skull.
Yeah.
And then when Thanos.
Alright, real quick, before we go any further, I forgot to mention right at the beginning, if you're listening to this and you are not familiar with the Marvel movies and you do plan on watching them, this will contain spoilers to every single, the whole Marvel universe up until Endgame. We have not seen Endgame yet.
We have not seen Endgame, so there will be no Endgame spoilers.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen Infinity War and you plan on it, don't listen any further because we're going to be talking all sorts of stuff about these movies. So, yeah. All right, continue. You were talking about Red Skull?
Yeah, so Red Skull, so he was in the Captain America movie. He was, right? He was the,
he was the main villain.
Yeah, so then you don't see him. Then you're like, oh, where'd he go? Then Thanos goes to Vormir to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And that shit got crazy. And there's this ghoul and shit, and then you see the face and it's Red Skull. I said, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then that thing was crazy too. Just like, I don't know how he threw his daughter off the thing, dude. Soul Stone. Gamora.
Yeah.
And then he trying to act all sad, you know what I mean? He trying to act like tear fall from his eyes. She trying to act like, and then like when he snaps fingers and all gone, he's like goes to where he wanted to, you know what I mean? Like just tranquility, nothing was around, and I kind of got the memo like, you sad now, bro. Like this isn't what you wanted, and you sad.
That's why I think he's such a good villain. I think Thanos is a very, very good villain because if you think about it, his reasoning is justified to like it's true. He says this world is finite, the resources on it finite. Like that's true, and overpopulation is a big issue. And like he was telling Gamora, you grew up with starving. Your family couldn't feed you because there were too many mouths to feed, not enough money to go around. So like I helped you. And then she's like, yeah, but you murdered half of you commit mass genocide and you call it mercy. That's not mercy. But like that's why he's a good villain, because you kind of see his point, because it's kind of true. Like if you wipe out half the population, you're gonna have a full belly. You know what I'm saying? And then, but I think he was sad. Like I think that he did take in Gamora and Nebula as like his kids. And yeah, he's a fucked up dude that's like doing terrible things and committing mass genocide and whatever across the universe. But I think he did. Like the fact that he got the Soul Stone proves that he did love Gamora and did treat her,
really?
See her as his daughter. Yeah, because like if you think he took her in when she was like a little girl, like 5 or 6, and then until she was like in her 20s, like this was his daughter. And I think he was sad, like the fact that he had to throw her off there.
I think so too, for sure. Yeah, but I just watching it. I was like, bitch, you ain't sad.
And I can't. Yeah, and that gauntlet. It makes him a complicated villain too.
That's a clout gauntlet. They're trying to get all jewels.
Get that bling.
For real.
No, one thing I was gonna ask you: how did you feel when all the people started disappearing? Because I made the point to you that the reason it's so important, or like to get the best experience out of these last Avengers movies, you have to be able to see. You had to have seen all of them in order to like fully appreciate, because because each of these little characters that might only have like 5 minutes of screen time had their own movie. You know. Yeah. So what's his name? Black Panther, dude, the King of Wakanda. T'Challa is his name. He didn't have like a huge role in Infinity War. He was like he led that army in that fight and stuff, but like he didn't have a whole lot of screen time compared to some of the other characters. But he had his whole movie, you know what I'm saying? Like so, like we know him and we know like what he's all about, and like each of those little characters that had this little bit of screen time in Infinity War had their own like huge story that we're familiar with. So by the end of it, whenever they all started disappearing and turning into ash, how did you feel at that point?
Literally, I wasn't allowing myself to get sad. I was in denial. They're coming back. It's like when your dad goes to the store, like, he's coming back. He'll be back.
He'll be back.
Yeah, like, I seen him disappear. Nah, they'll be back, though. Yeah, they're coming back, right?
Right? Yeah, that's kind of, that was my mindset, too.
So yeah, it was sad, though, to, you know, like Spider-Man, he's like, I don't feel so good.
And then I'm gonna tell you right now, because, I don't think it really affected me that much in the theaters, but I don't know. Sometimes recently, like movies have been really like affecting me more, and like
I feel you,
like making me feel heavy and whatever. But that I just rewatched Infinity War this morning, and that scene I literally cried. Like a lot of times, like I just like you feel that like heaviness in your throat, and you feel like, oh man, I'm about to cry right now, but you don't. That I literally had tears running down my cheeks because like just because of his acting, he says like. He's like, I don't want to go. And he's like holding him and clutching him. And you know, like from the movies, from the Civil War and from his homecoming movie, like you know the interaction that Tony Stark has had with
like his dad.
With Peter. Yeah, and like once he says he does his hands, and he's like, all right, you're an Avenger now. And like the look on Peter Parker's face when he's like, all right, this is it. I'm in this now. Like let's do it. And like. You know how he feels, like, as he's been growing up and, like, wanting to be in the Avengers and, like, trying to be not just your neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, you know how he feels. And then he does it. Like, going on that mission, he, like, proves that he's, like, worth it and he's, like, a good asset to the team. You know, he was killing it whenever they were fighting Thanos and stuff. And, yeah, he does look up to Tony Stark as, like, a dad. You know, he's the leader of the Avengers and, like, one of the biggest, like, superheroes in the universe and whatever. And so whenever he's disappearing and he's telling him sorry, he's telling him I'm sorry. He's disappearing, like dying. He says, I'm sorry, sir. And it's like, shit, dude. Like that was heavy. That really hit me.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. And,
cause you have seen those. You didn't see Civil War though, right?
No.
Damn, Civil War was good. But, you saw Homecoming at least. So you at least knew Peter Parker and like his character and stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. What else?
One thing that you probably aren't that familiar with is like one thing I trip out on, other than all the little Easter eggs from all the Marvel Universe and Infinity War, like the Infinity Stones. It's cool to think about like where they all came from and stuff. Are you pretty familiar? Where each like the track each of these stones have had over these 10 years of Marvel movies?
No.
So we're live on Instagram now, so I can't grab my phone, but I screenshotted today because I don't really know. It's been so many years since I've like seen all these movies that like I couldn't really remember. But I know the movie, he starts out with one stone, the purple one, the Power Stone, which he got from Guardians of the Galaxy. Because in Guardians movie, there's a little orb that they're fighting over. The dude Ronan has this orb that like makes him super powerful. Inside that orb is the Power Stone, the purple stone. And I don't really remember how Thanos gets it, but at the beginning...
So Thanos is in Guardians of the Galaxy? Is that where you first see Thanos?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you first see him in Avengers 1.
No.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, I'll also mention I might get my facts wrong because I'm not like the biggest Marvel fan. I haven't like read the comics. I haven't seen all of the movies. I've seen most of them, but like, so like if I make a slip up or not fact right, it's all good. It's all good. We're just chilling here. But but no, in Avengers, Loki is the villain and he has the Tesseract, which is, no, he has the scepter thing. Fuck. Well, I know in Avengers, Loki summons this like alien army to come and attack Earth, and that alien army is sent by Thanos. So like Loki is working for Thanos, you know. But and then in Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos is Ronan. That dude Ronan is working for Thanos. Ronan's the villain that the Guardians are fighting, and he has that orb. He's working for Thanos.
So does he get the gauntlet in Infinity War?
Yeah, he gets the gauntlet because you remember the scene with the dwarf with he made the gauntlet for him off camera.
Off camera, yeah.
Or like between the movies or whatever.
So I was just thinking, because I know they brought that in Infinity War. So when he was in the thing, he didn't have the gauntlet.
Nope, and you barely see him too. Like I don't even know if I think there's like one scene where you see him in Avengers, if I'm not mistaken, and then I remember in Guardians. It's a badass scene. I think it might be it's a post-credit scene, yeah, because Ronan gets defeated, and then some like messenger comes to Thanos saying like, yeah, he fucked up, Guardians beat him, he died, and then he goes, I'll do it myself, and then he gets up and it's like, oh shit, because then you know like that's when his plan's like really gonna start.
So the second one comes out.
Yeah, and I don't think he's in the second one. I don't think you see him at all in the second one.
That's lame.
Or it might be. I can't remember exactly, but I know there's a post-credit scene in one of the Guardians movies where Thanos says, then I'll do it myself, and then he gets up from his chair, and it's like, oh man, because that's like the start of like Infinity War, I guess. And then the other stone, so that's the Power Stone from Guardians, the Tesseract, which is from the Avengers movies, and I think you first see it in Captain America, the First Avenger, the Red Skull is using the Tesseract for power. That is one of the blue stone. I think that's the Mind Stone. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know.
Mine is yellow.
Yeah, that's right. No.
It was in his head.
Yeah, you're right. The what's his name? Shit. Vision. Yeah, he has the Mind Stone in his head.
Yeah.
And then the Reality Stone. Yo, I'm getting all my facts mixed up. But no, then the red one's the Reality Stone. That one is from the Thor movies, Thor: The Dark World. They like have this thing, the ether that they use to like get power, but it's actually the Reality Stone. So eventually that goes to the Collector, and then the Collector, eventually Thanos gets it by killing the Collector. And then what's the other stone? The Soul Stone he gets in Infinity War. You don't see that at all until Infinity War. And then the Time Stone, bro. Doctor Strange. I wish you watched Doctor Strange because
me too. He's badass.
He's badass.
Oh my god.
And I love the seeing him like from his movie because in Infinity War he's a badass and you like him a lot. But in his movie, I've already told you this, but in his movie you see him start from nothing. He's like this like stuck up surgeon that like thinks he's the shit.
I saw him get in a car accident.
Yeah, you did see that
in the summary.
Oh,
They show
yeah.
that
He loses. Yeah, so I guess you know everything because you saw the summaries, but he loses everything. Can't use his hands anymore.
Yeah.
Can't be a surgeon anymore. He goes to nothing. And then he finds the mystic arts and becomes Doctor Strange. And now he's a badass. I'm really excited to see...
Who's the Asian guy with him?
Wong. That's like his... just like another dude that practices the mystic arts. He might have some like official title, but for the most part, he's just like Doctor Strange's right-hand man.
Okay.
You think Loki's dead?
Let me see. I'm trying to think. Where did it end? Where did you last see Loki?
He died. So Loki's in the first scene of Infinity War, where
Hulk gets handed to him.
Yeah, dude, that was badass. Like, yeah, it starts out with Thanos attacking the Asgardians who had just lost their home after Thor Ragnarok. Hulk is there, Thor is there, Loki's there. It's that one dude with the sword, Thor's best friend. I forget his name, but he's there. And then they get their ass handed to him, and then Hulk tries to Hulk out on Thanos, and Thanos just.
Hulk got like 2 or 5 good hits, and then the guy's like getting ready, and he's just like, wait. Thanos just bam.
It's cool because the Hulk looks like he just sort of like rages and just like smashes, and then Thanos looks like he's the exact same amount of like strength and power, except he's like knows how to fight because he's like dodging and like boom, 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 left, right, uppercut, and he just beats the shit out of Hulk. And then Loki dies. He
choked him, right?
Yeah, chokes him out because he tries to kill him. Loki's like, all right, I'm gonna pledge to you, but he's got a knife down. And he tries to stab him, and dude's got all the stones in his gauntlet, so he just stops him. Yeah, he can't kill him. And then, how about that scene too with Gamora when Gamora kills him? When the Guardians meet up at nowhere to meet up with him and the Collector, and they think that he's about to get it from the Collector, so Gamora goes and like sneaks up and kills him. And then you realize he had already been there, already got the stone, the reality stone, and that was just an alternate reality. And then he just goes back, see it's already all destroyed, Collector's already dead, Thanos already got the stone, takes Gamora right out of there. Yeah. And then, oh my god, whenever they're fighting Thanos and Quill, they almost got the gauntlet off of him, and the chick, I forget her name,
is Quill,
Mantis.
Is Quill the motherfucking Chris?
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Oh, I hate Quill. Oh, I hate him so much.
That's why I wish you would see the Guardians, because he's one of my favorite in the whole Marvel, because he's Star-Lord, and he's awesome, dude. Like, he's funny, he's a badass, like, he's just a cool guy. But yeah, dude, that scene, Mantis has Thanos under control, and then
she's like, he's grieving, he's
mourning.
Yeah,
he's like, wait a second.
What'd he do?
Where's Gamora? And then Nebby's like, he fucking killed her, duh. And then Quill's like, say you didn't. And then he's like, I had to. And he's like, no, you didn't. And Iron Man's like, stop.
Yeah,
don't
Spider-Man's like, I got it. It's literally slipping off his hand.
And then Quill just pistol whips him, and then you see once he's
in a matter of 2 seconds
takes them all out.
Yeah, like I was like, holy shit. But like they were killing it. Like when they were like Spider-Man like and he's like and then like she's like Doctor Strange with like time and she got on his head and like that they were just fucking him up. I was like, damn, dude. And that was all Quill's plan. So allegedly, Quill said this was my idea.
He's a strategist. That's why I love the Guardians movies.
Those are probably mask. He looks like Ant-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, we're Ant-Man though. Ant-Man wasn't in that movie. He's gonna be in this one though. I just watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was a good movie too, bro. I just watched that one to like because I saw Civil War, so I knew about Ant-Man and like what he's all about, but I never watched Ant-Man. But now I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I feel like.
And so I didn't see Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, Captain Marvel was good.
So you think Captain Marvel's gonna be in Endgame?
Yeah, she's gonna be the reason they win. I think.
Who is she?
Okay, do you care if I spoil it?
Captain Marvel.
I mean, you've seen all the summaries and stuff. So.
I mean, I guess not.
I'll just give you a rundown. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good movie to see as it is. But I'll give you a run. Here, let me think about this because there's actually like. I guess there's not that much to spoil. I'll just give you a rundown on like Captain Marvel, who she is, and how I think she's going to play a big role in Endgame. Hold on, I'm going to actually end this live video. So here, what do you got? A prediction about Endgame. Just like throw out a prediction out there while I get up.
All right. Well, my prediction about Endgame, I want to hope that all these dudes, all these people, I don't know, man. I don't know how I think it's going to end, yo. Truthfully, because. This is crazy. I'm so hyped. Like, Is that Groot on your fridge? That is. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know how. I don't know, dude. I don't even think I know how it's gonna end. Like, I don't know, man. Truthfully, like, I don't even know where to predict. Like, I don't see them beating Thanos right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even know either. Like, but I'll get into that right after I give this Captain Marvel recap. I think we should just spend the rest of the time just kind of like talk about Endgame and what we think is going to go down. But so Captain Marvel, her movie takes place in the 90s. So like this is way before the Avengers. This is way before, like, you get to see a young Nick Fury. Nick Fury's the leader of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's Samuel L. Jackson in the movies with the eye patch. You get to see why he gets the eye patch in that movie. Yeah, you see how his eye got taken out. But so basically Captain Marvel is from Earth, and she was in an accident. Let me try to think about how to word this. She was a pilot for the U.S. Army. She was a pilot, and then she's just like this badass female. And then they got into her captain, I guess, or whatever you call that in the Air Force or whatever. Her like leader, the one she looked up to, was not human. She was from a different. I don't remember exactly what the name, like the planet is or the type of people are. It's an easy word too. I don't remember. But anyway, she's not human, and she is working on using the Tesseract, which is from the fucking Avengers and Captain Marvel. She's trying to use the Tesseract to create a light speed engine. She's trying to like revolutionize air travel, and she's trying to create a light speed engine. And she has a test aircraft where she's going to test it, and then who was it that broke in? I don't remember, but it ends up some shit happens. Captain Marvel gets in an accident where the thing blows up right in front of her, like right next to her. The engine blows up, so she like gets all these proton waves all over her, and it's just typical like superhero origin story. She gets an accident and then she gets superpowers, and but she's like, dude, she's a badass. And it's cool because throughout the whole movie, they're trying to like suppress her powers or whatever. Like she has to try to control her emotions so that she doesn't like let loose too crazy. So basically all she can do is like do this like proton blast where she just like blows people back like with her hands. Yeah, basically Kamehameha, bro. She's just saying. But then by the end of the movie, you realize people were manipulating her. The people who were trying to get her to control her emotions were actually trying to not have her full power come out. And once she realizes that, she lets her full power out. And dude, because she's got like
who's the actress?
I forget her name. She killed it though. I forget her name, but she's a really great actress. But the whole movie, she's got this like thing right here on her neck, and that's what's been suppressing her powers. So once she realizes what's going down, she just like she breaks it off her neck, and then she literally turns Super Saiyan, bro. Her eyes go all white, and she fucking like messes. She's basically like DC Superman is what she is to Marvel, basically. So like. I don't think she's as OP as Superman is as a character, but she has like, I'll just put it this way. At one point in the movie, she flies from Earth, goes up into space where there's this like intergalactic military about to attack Earth, and she blows up every single one of the ships. Like just her. She just goes up there like fucking Goku and just fucking boom. She punches through an entire ship, and like she's just like messing stuff up. So she's very, very powerful. And that makes me think like, so the obvious thing is, because at the end of Infinity War, you see the pager, Fury contacted, because you see that in the movie, in Captain Marvel, it's in the 90s, so they use pagers, and she programs, because they've got like crazy technology where she comes from, she programs his pager that he always uses on Earth to contact her anywhere in the universe if they ever need her. And it makes you wonder, like, why didn't he contact her during like the fucking Avengers movies or whatever? But I guess Fury just thought that it wasn't a fight for her to handle. The Avengers handled it, which they did. But so now this is a moment. Thanos is a moment where he clicked that beeper, and now she's on her way, dude. So then obviously you think like what's gonna happen is, so what we know is Captain Marvel's gonna come soon. So like the people who are alive, Captain America's still alive, Thor's still alive, Black Widow's still alive, Ant-Man's still alive.
So is it just a hit or miss if you disappear or not? Because like
it's just random, yeah.
Because it was wiping out half the population.
Yep.
So it's just kind of random.
Yeah. And then so we know Captain Marvel's gonna show up. But then it's just a matter of like what's good. I know it probably has something to do with like because my theory right when I saw Infinity War in theaters, I knew just based on Doctor Strange saying like he saw blah 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 millions of realities and there was only one where they succeed, and then he said to Tony Stark, if it comes between saving you and Peter Parker or the stone, I'm gonna let you two die. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. And then he doesn't. At that moment where he's about to kill Tony Stark, he says, "Wait, spare his life. I'll give you the time stone." And then Tony Stark's like, "Bro, no, just let him kill me, dude. We can't let him get that stone." And then he's like, "Nah, do it." Because he saw all these realities, and in that one where they succeed, he must have given him the stone in that reality. So it just sucks that he disappeared now. Because, like, what's it? Because he had a plan, bro. Doctor Strange must have had a plan. It's just a matter of, like, the only thing I can think of, because Tony Stark's still alive, the only thing I could think of, is there anyone still alive on Titan? From that battle? Peter Parker disappeared. Groot disappeared. Or Groot wasn't there. Fucking, Quill disappeared. Mantis disappeared. Drax disappeared. Doctor Strange disappeared. I think all of them in that battle disappeared except Tony Stark. Because in the trailer, Tony Stark is in a ship by himself, doing a message to his wife, Pepper Potts, telling her, like, I don't know if I'll make it back, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, because all his technology is probably fucked up because all he had was his suit, and Thanos screwed that up. So, like, I think he's the only one out there in space, and then the rest of them are on Earth trying to come up with a plan. The only thing I could think is that Doctor Strange used some sort of, like Iron Man's technology to, like, record what he needs to happen. Because he might have understood that because he saw the reality where they all disappear, so he obviously knew that there was a possibility of them all going away forever, and he wouldn't be able to relay his plan. So maybe he relayed his plan to, like, some sort, like, you know, like some Princess Leia in Star Wars hologram type shit, you know? Mm-hmm. To where, like, when Iron Man gets back to Earth, assuming he gets back to Earth before, like, their plan goes into action, he could show them, all right, here's what Doctor Strange wants us to do, and, like, play him that thing. Because like, I feel like it's going to be trippy. Whatever, like, it ends up happening is going to, because it's got to have to do with time travel, right? Because, like, they have to go back in time in order to, like, get those people back.
But what if they don't? What if they don't get people back?
What if they don't get back?
Yeah, if it's the last movie, like, yeah, they could end on, like, yeah, Thanos is gone and we got the whole Avengers team, yeah, it's Christmas. But at the end, like, what if they just don't? What if they, like, say, this is life, this is reality, people die, we're gonna kill Thanos, but then, like, what if Peter Parker never comes back? Like, because I thought that too, like, well, they have to.
Because he's got another movie coming out, but the movie could have just been before Infinity War, you know?
But yeah, I don't know. Does he have another movie coming out?
Yeah, he does. He has two new. I think he has more after this. There's one called Far From Home that's coming out pretty soon. But it's just a standalone Spider-Man movie, so it could have happened before all this Infinity War shit.
So they're not. And it's Tom Holland, the actor?
Yeah.
So I thought they were done. I thought Endgame was done. I thought this was done.
Well, it's ending like, how do they word it? They end like this like arc. So like Captain America, he's not gonna have any more movies. Iron Man, done. Like all these like older heroes, Thor and like Hulk and all these like original Avengers, their time is done. Like their movies are done, and now it's gonna move on to like there's a word for it that they use in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's something like stages of Marvel or something like that. I don't know, but. So this one is going to be more like some of the newer heroes that they've brought about.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And but yeah, I guess you're right. I guess they might not be able. They could just not come back.
It'd be yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd really just.
I'm trying to think. How could they? Well, I guess they don't have to. Well, because I was gonna say how would they beat Thanos if they don't have all these people? Because they just have Thor, Captain America. They only have like a handful of dudes. But then I was thinking, like, they don't have to beat him because they were trying to beat him in the first place because they didn't want half the universe to get destroyed. They lost. Half the universe got destroyed. So I'm thinking, like, the happiest ending is going to be they're going to plan to get half the universe back and then kill fucking Thanos for doing that. Because at this point, it's just a vengeance story where they're just trying to kill Thanos because he killed half the universe. But then it would just be like, okay, half the universe is dead. Thanos is now also dead. Good job. Good job, Captain America.
Live your life now.
Live your life now.
Right? I want Spider-Man to come back. He's such an OG, especially with his new suit. That shit's so sick. Like we were talking about in the other one. Like, when he got his new suit, and then he's like, alright, I'm out of or Tony's like, go home, and like sends him home, like, type shit. Like, I don't know. But then he like clinks on, and he's like, nah, I'm trying to get this. And then, yeah, just like, It's super cool. I love those little legs that pop out of his
little
back.
spider
Those
legs.
are so like useful.
And he's like, what are these?
Yeah, like when he caught that girl, he like was falling and like the legs just wrapped
Like a
around.
cage,
Yeah, like that was probably should have done. I was like, dude. And then he like about flew out of the fucking spaceship and those things just. I was like, these are sick.
And I love like what I really love about these movies, and like now that they're coming together and whatever in Infinity War, and because the Avengers movies have always been like that, where like Thor had his movie, Iron Man had his movie, Captain America, Hulk, and then like the Avengers when they all come together and you get to see like how their personalities match up, and like it's just cool to see them all come together. And then Civil War was like, damn, because then Spider-Man comes in, Ant-Man comes in, like that was like where it was really like coming together. And then now Infinity War, all of them are together, and the Guardians of the Galaxy coming into that, because I always saw that as like separate, because there was like obviously all these superheroes on Earth happen on Earth and happen in the same universe, but like Guardians of the Galaxy, he's an Earthling, but like none of them are from Earth, and like they all do their own things across the galaxy. So like for them to come in, especially like their personalities, like that scene where they're trying to come up with a plan on Titan, and Quill is like, or Drax is like, tell him about the dance party, because at the end of Guardians 1, that's how they beat him. There's like a thing where they end up dancing in order to, because like music is a big part of those movies. And because of the time period or whatever, he has mixtapes that his mom's made for him, so he's always like playing music for his
makes sense, because every time they're like on the thing, he's like singing.
Yeah, and that's like the vibe of those Guardians movies. That's why they're so cool. But like at the end, the way they beat him kind of has to do with dancing. Like they did have some sort of like little dance thing. So Drax is like, tell him about the dance off to save the universe or whatever, and then Tom Holland or Peter Parker's like Footloose. And then Quill's like, exactly like Footloose. Is that still the greatest movie of all time? And he's like, it never was the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I just love seeing them like go back and forth like that. Yeah. Especially because Tom Holland's character always does that. Like, he's like, when he's coming up with the plan to save Doctor Strange, he's like, Mr. Stark, have you heard of the movie Aliens? And that ends up how they win, because he does what they do on the movie Aliens, like busting them out of the spaceship. And then Quill's always doing that too, always like referencing movies from back in the day.
That's funny.
Like Footloose? Exactly like Footloose, yes.
That's funny.
That's great. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm like I don't even know. I'm super excited. Everything I've seen, everyone's been like, yo, that movie is fucking great. Like, that was a great movie. Like, everything I've seen so far, I haven't seen any spoilers, but everyone is just saying, yo, Endgame was the greatest movie I've ever seen.
I bet. Because it's the climax of all this decade of movies that come into a close. I can't wait to see what they do. Because I know...
Groot, he didn't disappear.
He did. Rocket didn't, but Groot did.
Groot would be an adult by now.
Yeah.
In this movie.
That's another thing, is you didn't get to see Groot as an adult. Groot is a badass.
Yeah, I saw in the summary, like I saw a little bit of what he was doing, but I saw him die.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, they killed him off, and then he regrew. Little baby Groot.
Little baby Groot. Yeah, in the Guardians 2, he's a little toddler Groot.
Really? And then
Infinity War, he's a little teenage Groot, and now he's assuming that they bring all these people back, and there's a badass moment where they're all fucking up Thanos and his army. It's gonna be adult Groot again. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Groot's cool, dude. He picked up that hot ass hammer, chopped off his arm.
Who do you think is the most powerful? Like, out of all the characters in Infinity War, who do you think is the most, like, not only powerful as in, like could beat up anyone, but, like, the most, like, key component to their, like, operation?
Well, Thor is, Thor,
I always said
he
that
can
too.
fly. Like,
he's the strongest Avenger, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't get that nigga. He can, like, fly from, like, fucking shockwaves and shit. Like, he's
because with his hammer, he used to like swing his hammer, and then like that would make him fly. But now he's got the axe. I guess he can just lightning bolt out of it. Oh, because he said, because you never saw any of the Thor movies. He said the dwarf said, yo, it makes me mad. I can't remember Thor's best friend's name, but he had a sword. The black dude that was on with the Asgardians, and he zapped them away. He zapped Hulk away to Earth. He's able to do that because he has that sword, and it's able to like summon that like I don't remember what they call it, but it's like a teleportation, basically. He's able to summon that with his sword. The dwarf, when they're making Thor's axe, he said you'll be able to summon that with that. So that's how he's able to just immediately teleport to Earth. Remember?
Yeah.
He goes right to Wakanda.
Fly down. I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah. He just comes to Wakanda because now with that axe, he can just zoom anywhere. So now he's super powerful.
Yeah. So him, but also Like Vision's girlfriend or wife.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's badass. Like that's a badass power. Like she was fucking people up.
Yeah, whenever those big ass wheels are like coming across, and she just stops them all, flips them over, and kills like 60 people.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
And then when she kills that one leader girl, the leader girl beating up on Scarlet or on Black Widow, throws her up. Man, that was cool.
I was like, damn, that was cool.
That was such a great movie.
It was.
But see, that one was 2.5 hours long, so Endgame's only gonna be 30 minutes longer than that. It'll be great. I swear it'll be worth.
I watched Infinity War in 2 sittings.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had an intermission in there. But I agree. I think as far as like power, I always said, especially with just the original like Avengers cast, Thor is hands down the strongest. You know?
Yeah.
Because you could argue Captain America's strong for like Earthlings. He's like a super soldier, but he's not like.
No, I'd say Thor for sure. Thor, dude. Nobody else could do what he did when he had to make that axe. He had to hold open that reactor.
I know, that was so.
That was like the sun. The sun was burning him, and he like cooked there for like a solid minute or 3. And then when he came back, dude, he was so beat up. Thought he was dead. They thought he was dead, and then he got his hammer, and he instantly came like back to life. Like that was sick.
Yeah, he's a god, bro. Because obviously Black Widow and Hawkeye, can't consider them the best. They're just like pretty cool humans that know how to fight. Like that's all they are. And then Captain America, like I said, you can't contend him to be one of the strongest because he's just like a super soldier. Hulk is super strong, but he has nothing else going for him except the fact that he's really, really strong. And then Iron Man is a badass, but it's all because of his cool technology. It's kind of like Batman, where like, well, not even as good as Batman, because Batman's trained in fighting too, but like it's all just about his technology. Without his technology, he's nothing, you know?
Yeah. I think Hulk is gonna have some screen time too in this movie.
They're gonna have to resolve that, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a fucking ED problem with the last movie.
I can't.
I love it. And he's in the Iron Man. He's like, "Come on, or he's like, "Come on, Hulk," and then Hulk like big hit. No! And he's like, "You fucking green idiot! You big green asshole!"
I'll do it myself.
I love that part. Hulk's head. No. It was funny.
And then whenever they first meet Thanos' henchmen dudes, and then Iron Man and Doctor Strange and Hulk or Bruce Banner are standing there, and he's like, all right, show him, dude. And he's like, I can't. You're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. He just... Yeah. Man, I love Tony Stark. Here's a question. Who do you think is going to be gone? Like, assuming that they bring back half the universe that they disappeared, who do you think by the end of this movie is going to be dead? Like, completely finished? Because they're going to kill people, you know? Yeah. There's going to be people that die off.
Truthfully? Damn. I would just say the people that... I don't know. Maybe they don't bring the people back. I'm saying. But assuming they do, someone who would get killed off, I think it'd have to obviously make an impact without being catastrophic. I think it could be...
I think it'll either be Iron Man or Captain America or both. The two of them, at least one of them is going to die, I think.
True.
Just because, like, their movies are done.
Yeah.
They were the original, like, leaders of the Avengers. Like, they're the faces of Marvel, and this is, like, the end of that chapter. One of them or both of them are going to die, I think.
Damn. Yeah, I was going to say Captain America, but, yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe Captain America.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I want to go see this fucking movie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we've been going for about 40 minutes now. Let's just one more time before we wrap this one up, because me and Danny are anxious to go to the theaters and see Avengers Endgame. Just wanted to give one more shout out to Anchor. They've been helping us out a lot as a podcast starting out. They've got everything you need. If you are trying to start a podcast and there's so many questions you have about how to record it, how to upload it, how to distribute it to these streaming platforms, Anchor is like literally a one-stop shop. Like for us, we were doing all this research to try to find places to like distribute this thing and
there
get started.
Websites where like we were gonna have to pay. Like I was like, all right, so it's gonna be like this much, and then we found Anchor, and I was like, holy shit.
And it was almost too good to be true. Like, it's free to put your stuff up there. And then they they will contact, once you get your podcast up there, they'll contact you when they're able to distribute to other platforms. And it only took us like a week. And then they're like, all right, you're on Apple Podcasts. Okay. You're on Spotify. Okay. You're on here and there and there. And now we're everywhere. So we can just say straight up.
Yeah.
Wherever you stream your podcast. And it's all thanks to Anchor. So if you are trying to start a podcast, or you're just a big podcast listener and you don't listen on these big platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, hit up Anchor. They have like cool programs for the creators to make money on there with sponsorships and stuff like that. So if you listen on Anchor, it's going to help them out a lot. And then there was one thing you wanted to say, Danny, about a new thing that we started for supporting City Palms podcast.
Yeah, one thing that I set up through Anchor, it's an active listener support, and obviously you don't have to do it. Like, this is just something, if you want to do it, if you're out there and you're like, well, how can I support City of Palms podcast? Like, this is one way right now that you can do that. It's just a donation you can make. It's a monthly donation. They have, I think, 3 different things. It ranges from like 99 cents a month to like $5 a month to like $10 a month. There's different things, there's different contributions you can pick. But yeah, and that just goes straight to us, helps us with getting new equipment, booking guests, helping people get on here, just helps us with everything in general. Helps us get one step closer to where we want to be.
Yeah, and if we totally understand if you can't support, and as far as like money and all that stuff, because life's hard, we all got stuff we gotta pay for. But the biggest way to support us is just by listening and by sharing with your friends. If you're listening to this and you listen to our podcast every Monday and you enjoy hearing what we gotta say, and maybe we give you a laugh or two, share it with a friend. Tag a friend on Instagram, DM a friend with our page, or share our Spotify episode on your Instagram story. Whatever you do to like spread the word out there, any little thing helps, and every little like and every little share and every comment means a lot to us, especially since we're just starting out.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yep, and we got some cool guests coming up. So this is just a little solo me and Danny episode today, but we do have lots of cool guests lined up for the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned for that every Monday. City of Palms podcast. We're going to call it, and we're going to go to the theaters right now. Don't spoil Endgame, people. If you go to see it, don't spoil that shit.
Yeah, for real, dude.
All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you for listening again, and hit him with that outro, Biscuit.
Hey.
Yeah.